So in today's video, I'm going to show you my first time shooting a POV street photography with the Sony a7IV. I tried out some new things in this one that I'll share with you in a bit, but here are the first couple shots I got in Grand Central Station. So as I mentioned before, I wanted to try something new with this POV recording. Instead of the usual GoPro chest mount that I would wear, I wanted to try out this new GoPro magnetic mount that I've seen other people try. I want to be less noticeable when I'm filming these videos, and I feel like the normal chest mount is bulky. It does produce great results, but I definitely would like to not get noticed as much as I do. I still gotta mess around with this magnetic one, as I want the POV to be a little lower to match the chest mount. And next time I'll have to try out the ultra wide camera on the GoPro, as I just used the standard look and I don't think you see enough from it, but it could also be because the view was higher than usual. I'll keep messing around with it for now, but I hope you enjoyed this little walk I went on. I'll be commentating over this because there was just a lot of noise going on, and of course music that I can't put onto YouTube if I don't want to copyright. But I can give a little more insight into what I was thinking when I was getting these shots. And yeah, let's get right into it. To start off, I went out on this day believing it was going to be raining, and as I was taking the train downtown, it was pouring, and of course once I got out to shoot, it completely stopped, so that was a bit disappointing. I really liked the lights from Grand Central Station shining here on this hot dog stand. Straight away got one of my favorite shots from the night. Now as you can see here, I saw these birds that came out of nowhere, and I wish I took a chance and had my camera up to shoot them, but I was going to see if they were going to wrap back around. Luckily they did, but I think the shot just turned out okay. Now lucky for me, even though there wasn't much rain going on, there was one person that came from behind holding an umbrella, and I just love how this shot came out. That was the main reason I went out to shoot that day, because I love shooting in the rain, and I haven't really gotten to do that enough. Another great thing about rainy days is the puddles and reflections you can get in your shots. This shot wasn't as great with the puddle, but if you want a more cinematic feel in your pictures, shooting in these conditions definitely helps. Now in this shot coming up, you can see here how the neon lights reflects on the ground from the rain that passed, and I just love the look of that. And of course, I gotta get a close-up of the hot dog vendors. Now here's a better shot with the reflection as I was shooting wider. Still not the best, but it's getting there. Now with this magnetic chest mount, it was really great not getting people staring at me as much as I have been with the whole usual setup. It definitely feels more stealthier, and I think more secure mounts should come out like this that you can wear underneath. Like if we had the usual GoPro chest mount but magnetic instead, that would be really great. If I ever need to go into a store or something like that, I really like that I can easily just take off the GoPro without having to take off the full mount off me. Now these next couple shots help show how shooting when it rains or just after gives you some really nice reflections, as you can see in the pothole. This is for sure my favorite time to shoot. I was also trying to see if I could get a shot with a taxi or two with these reflections. My timing was slightly off, but I don't think they're too bad. Now I just wanted to remind you, if you're enjoying the video, why not hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know in the comments what shot has been your favorite so far, or if you have any areas in New York you'd like to see me walk around in and take pictures of. You know, it's kind of funny, I saw this guy and I decided why not take pictures of him, thought he looked a bit interesting, and I'm pretty sure he saw that I was taking pictures of him and that's why he actually turned around and kind of posed for me, I think. Either way, I should have taken another picture of him when he did turn around, so next time I'll definitely do that. As I kept walking down the block, I wanted to see if I could get some interesting silhouettes with the lights from Grand Central shining from behind the people walking. I did like how these shots came out, wish I could have had more variety in the subjects, but I liked how the shots looked. After this, I just kept walking down towards the second area I wanted to shoot around. I got some other shots that I didn't record the GoPro footage of, so here those are. So just before I got to the second location, of course, exactly what I wanted but just in the wrong spot was a huge puddle. This is what I try to find out in the streets, but of course it's in this little closed off location where there's not much to see. So finally got to the second location I wanted to see, which was the Tudor City Overpass. I think that's what it's called, or it's what I like to call it. Great spot to just look over and get long exposures or experimental shots with motion blur, which is what I actually wanted to try out. I actually first went to the backside of the overpass where cars come out of the highway from. I don't ever see people that come here take pictures from this side, so I thought why not check out this view myself and see what I can get. It's something different than the usual shots people go after here, but I think these shots coming up are really cool, especially when we get into the photos with motion blur. I will say pretty much the rest of this video is showing mostly pictures I got from this area. Now here I started to mess around with motion blur, and I think this shot with the ghost biker on the bottom is cool. There's not much else to shoot around here unless I tried to find interesting people. But in general, the frames I found weren't that interesting to begin with in this area, so next time I'll try to get some variation in where I walk around. I also wanted to make sure I got some variety when I was shooting, so I ended up getting some wide shots too, and having the cars pass by like this in the frame just came out really interesting, I think. But I really liked these shots of the bikers passing and the taxi shot that's about to come up. Next time, I should try looking below the bridge to see if there's some cool compositions there instead of just staying in one spot like I did. I finally headed over to the other side after spending about 15 minutes trying to see what I can get. I gotta say, I really like the colors that came out of all of these pictures. They just feel really moody, you know, and some of the more prominent colors in the frame pop out from the gloominess of the day. I soon realized after those first couple of shots I wasn't exactly lined up in the middle, and that was definitely slightly bothering me. But you can already tell from what you've seen why this spot is pretty popular to shoot at. I think this is one of those spots you would see on a top NYC Instagrammable spots or whatever they're called. But it is a nice one. I'd say it's up there with Dumbo or the Brooklyn Bridge when it comes to those kind of things. I don't usually try to go to these locations that often since obviously I live here, but once in a while it's great to revisit and see what I can do to capture it differently. So now I really wanted to try out the motion blur technique you've seen and heard me mention before, and I'll explain here what I do to get these results. So what you have to do is get down to a shutter speed around 1/4 or 1/5 of a second. And when you're going to take the shot, right at the start after you click the shutter button, you want to stay perfectly still, but towards the end of that same shot, you want to move the camera in any direction you want. So in a single shot, you're still when you click the shutter button, you hold that position for a moment, and then you move the camera in any way you want the light streaks to go. I think it's not hard at all to get cool results. This was my first time trying this out, so I think if I could get dope shots right away, you can too. You just have to go out and try it. At this point, it was pretty much the end of the day. I got a couple more shots when I was walking back to the train, so here they are. And that's pretty much it for this POV video. In the future, I'll definitely want to make more longer POV videos. I'm just trying to really mess around and see what's best to use with this magnetic setup. But if you enjoyed the video, why not hit that like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel. I've posted many of these pictures on Instagram, and I think I'm going to start doing it more on Twitter too, so you can definitely check me out there. My name is Dylan, and I'll see you in the next video.